820 at WBAP. All right, Hal, Grant Stinchfield from Channel 5. We knew him as a reporter at Channel 5. Now, is now running for Congress, Republican for U.S. Congress in the Texas District 24, all right? And he's running against an incumbent in Kenny Marchant, who's been there a while.
He has.
And Grant is having a tough time getting Kenny on the phone. Apparently, just to kind of talk issues and things like this. Not a lot of conversation between the two candidates for some reason. So Grant decided he was going to buy a billboard. He bought a billboard right near Kenny Marchant's house.
Uh-oh.
Just kind of hoping to get his attention. Grant joins us right now. Good morning, Grant. What's this billboard all about, Grant?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's all about trying to get Kenny Marchant to debate me. Last night, the Carrollton Tea Party put a forum on for candidates. And again, it was about the dozenth time that Kenny did not show up to a candidate forum. And the billboard says, Representative Marchant, why won't you debate me? That simple.
Yeah, and there's a website, debategrant.com, that's out there already. Now, his office has said that the congressman goes to as many local GOP events as possible. What does that mean? So it sounds like he's showing up at things, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he is, I haven't seen him. We've been running since September. I've been to just about every event there is in North Texas as far as Republican and conservative politics goes, and I've never seen him. And, there's burning questions that I want to ask him. One is, why is he not involved in the fight? I want to go to Washington and push conservative values. District 24 is so conservative, and there's a war going on in Washington. Why isn't he up there fighting? And the other question, guys, is how did his net worth go from 25 to $50 million between 2008 and 2010. He won't explain it. I think the voters deserve an answer. I'd like to get an answer from him. And, the billboard is a statement. It's what I want to do when I go to Washington. It's a bold idea. And, I'm going to take the fight to my opponent, and that'd be the Democrats once we get to Washington.
Do you know your opponent? Do you know Kenny Marchant? Have y'all ever met in a social setting or anything like that?
No, I've never met the man, and in fact, in 10 years at Channel 5, I had never interviewed the man. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to run in 24, because I think it's so important when there's no threat from the left in a district like that you have a leader who's willing to get out there, even on a national level, and push the entrepreneurial spirit that this country was built on. Because there are Republicans or Democrats, there are Republicans in places like Ohio and Pennsylvania that simply cannot get out there and be as vocal because they could lose an election with one slip of the tongue. That's not the case here. So I talked to Representative Marchant on the phone just before I announced.
Yeah.
And do you know what he told me then?
What?
He told me that Representative Barton was vulnerable, and then I should run against Joe Barton, which I couldn't believe. These guys are supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't want me running against him.
Grant, I live in District 24, and I receive all the mailers. And when I look at Kenny Marchant's mailing, it says that all the conservative groups give him a virtual 100% ranking for being a conservative. How do you contest that?
So two things with those mailings. One is, if you look at the little writing in fine print at the top of the letter, it says paid for at taxpayer expense. And as soon as I announced, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money sending out those mailings, which looks like campaign propaganda on our dime. As for the conservative ratings, just about every Republican in Congress has these same ratings. They got the same exact ones. They're all from lobbyist groups that give them to incumbents. So they sound good, but I urge people to look. It's not just about voting. It's about being up there and being a leader and fighting. We need conservative leaders in Congress, not just plain old conservatives.
Well, let us know if he calls you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would love to have you guys come to a debate. I urge you, why don't you call him, have us both on the radio?
No, I'll be honest with you, Grant. We have reached out to his office before to try to get him on our show, just on issues. And we haven't been able to line that up.
Yeah. Well, we'll try again.
Yeah,
we'll try again.
We'll keep trying, and you keep trying.
All right.
That's all we can do.
I appreciate it, guys. And I know you live in District 24, so I hope I can get a vote from you.
There you go.
Grant
all right,
Stinchfield.
Grant. Well, if he's as good a politician as he was a reporter, we'll be in good hands.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
He was that. 825 at WBAP. Back to traffic. Isn't that amazing, though? I guess as an incumbent, you feel like you don't have to debate. David Dewhurst was doing that early on, too, in the Senate race.
Yeah.
You got all the time. You got all the money. You don't need to do it, I guess.
Maybe you have an attitude. I've proven myself. Well, I don't need to.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not a politician.
820 at WBAP. All right, Hal, Grant Stinchfield from Channel 5. We knew him as a reporter at Channel 5.